All right, let's go back to the phones. Let's go to Mary in Washington. Mary, how are you?
I'm doing okay. Thank you for taking my call.
You bet. Thanks for calling in. How can I help?
Well, okay, so my husband and I are at a disagreement about paying for college for our youngest child.
Okay.
We finally got past, we're on the Ramsey steps. So baby step 2, paying off a mountain of debt. And now we've got baby step 3 and 4 done, so saving for retirement, have
Congratulations.
built up. Right.
Way to go, Mary.
Okay. It's been a long, long haul. Okay,
Sure.
So our youngest daughter is in college, and my husband is pretty resistant to helping her with college tuition, and I am fully on board with helping her. Now, he says he doesn't like seeing the money get spent. I don't want her getting trapped in debt like we have been, okay? We weren't able to help our first 2 kids as much because we were trapped in debt. My daughter is beginning her junior year studying mechanical engineering. She has a pretty decent portion paid by an academic scholarship, okay, and she's also holding down a job. She maintains a 3.5 GPA or above. She's in the honors college, honors program on the dean's list and such. She does do some typical college stuff. So her dad listens to her stories about college life as if he's the cool dad, and then says to me he doesn't want to fund that kind of college life. So I disagree with his tactics and his viewpoint.
Right.
I'm angry at him, and I don't know how to resolve this problem because we had this giant mountain of debt. Finally have some money that we get to spend, and that's what I want to spend money on. And the mountain of debt, okay, so I've let go of the anger and resentment that was going on with where the debt came from and how it was accumulated and stuff.
That was going to be my question. Is the debt him related?
Yeah. I mean, he didn't do it on purpose, but he got kind of caught up. It was business debt.
Okay.
And he got sucked into the hole that a lot of people are like, well, you finance everything. Right. And I found out about it because I was working my own job and raising kids and stuff. And then I, looked over his stuff and said, what is happening here? And so got him on track, but it took 7 years to pay off that much debt.
Wow.
Okay, so debt for a long time. And now we have no debt, and we get to keep our income and move ahead. But I want to help this kid with college. I didn't get to help the other 2 with college. Well, our second kid we helped a little bit because we were getting closer to the end of the debt. But he's resistant to this. Now, I should tell you also, he's from a family that higher education is not important to them.
Sure.
I mean, when he was graduating from high school, he still had the cap and gown on, and his parents were like, are you giving back the keys, or are we having the locks changed?
Right. So
he's not from a family that really values higher education. I mean, they admire it, but they don't help their kids.
Sure. So let me hop in here. The question about paying for college is a symptom of a deeper rooted issue here. Issue number 1 is you haven't let go, you being you, Mary. You haven't let go of that 7-year journey y'all took. There is still a part of you that has resentment, has hurt, has frustration, has anger, has whatever words you want to put there, has rage, that you spent 7 years digging out of a hole that you didn't dig. And until you let that go, and until, my guess is your husband either has some sort of guilt that he carries around that he dug a hole like that, whether it was on purpose or stupid, or he's annoyed that you're frustrated, whatever that is, right? But here's why you've got to put that stuff down. Because you two can't fully dream together on what tomorrow's going to look like if you're still carrying bricks from the past. And what you're telling me about your daughter, there's going to be guilt from your husband that he didn't help the first 2, or didn't help the first one and only helped the second one a little bit, and so he probably shouldn't help the third one. Or the third one gets to go out and party and drink beer, And that means by default, I'm not funding that kind of life because I got to work hard. And I get that attitude. I hear that often as well. So there's both. You're going to have guilt that you didn't help, so now you got a chance to. And we could be helping. Both those of the guilts, both of the should we or shouldn't we's. That's simply a values question. And you can't have values conversations if you're still hanging on to the past. And so my deepest recommendation for you is to spend some time with yourself, spend some time with a pastor or a counselor, or you may have already done this, Mary. You may have already done this hard work, but go spend some time with your husband and y'all go get breakfast somewhere. My friend Anthony O'Neill, he always says go to a nice dinner. I like doing a nice breakfast because everybody's fresher and a little bit smarter in the morning and a little bit more bright-eyed, and coffee helps a little bit. But go have a breakfast off-site. Go somewhere where y'all can get out. And if you're in Washington still may be closed down, so go hiking together. Go somewhere. And I want you to write him a letter that goes through what the last 7 years, what the 10 years were, paying for this debt, and you apologize for holding this on for so long. And I want you to look him in the eye and say, I'm letting this go. I forgive you. I forgive us. I'm proud of the journey. Here we are moving forward. And then number 2 is, I want you to say, I want to have a values conversation about what the back half of our life is going to be, or the last 25% of our life is going to be. How are we going to actually spend this money? Because for your husband, it may feel so good that he finally has some in the account, and any of it leaving hurts, right? Because he just doesn't want to go back to that place. And for you, finally having some in the account, God Almighty, dude, we just want to help out people. We want to start helping by looking at our own daughter and helping her out. She's doing great. She's kicking butt. She's going to go be a successful member of a family, of a community. She's making us proud, and I'm going to support that. That starts with a values conversation. My friend Chris Hogan calls it planning in HD. I like to say plan it with a picture. I want you to draw a picture of what Thanksgiving is going to look like in 5 years and work back. Draw a picture about Christmas morning in 5 years. Who's around the tree? What gifts are you handing to people? And work backwards from that. What's a picture of your daughter crossing the graduation stage? Does she have a diploma in one hand and student loan debt in the other? Does she have a diploma in one hand and she is waving to you guys up in the stands? Hopefully we're not still doing virtual graduations then, but she's waving to you with a debt-free hand. What does that picture look like? And when you paint in pictures with partners, it's just so much easier to see it and you feel it. It's not this abstract thing, not this, I don't want my kid. It becomes, look, hon, I want my daughter to walk across that stage free. I want her to be free of this nonsense. And right now we can help. But that comes first with you letting go too. So Mary, thank you so much for that call. Anybody who's struggling to get on the same page with your partner, you've got to first look in the mirror about anything. What kind of car we should have? Should we get on the Dave Ramsey financial plan? Should we have another kid? Should we help pay for college? Should our kids be wearing those clothes out in the community? My kid's got a crazy mohawk right now. And my wife was like, do we have to let him go out into the neighborhood looking like that, right? Those are all values conversations. And you can't have values conversations when you're frustrated. You can't have them when you're angry. And you especially can't have values conversations when you're hanging on to things that have happened in the past. So do the hard work. If you can do it by yourself, great. If you can do it in community, great. If you need a professional, great. To set down your bricks. Set down the crap you're carrying about other people. Get off-site. Get out of the emotion. Get out of the crazy. And then have values conversations that are looking to the future, not to the past. And those often start with an apology, right? I'm sorry for what I've held on to.